get this show started. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine through the clouds, through the wind, through the cold. So windy ass, cloudy ass, rainy ass. I just woke up from a nap looking ass, getting past the hot tub. Got in action last night. I wasn't involved with it. I was just at the friends, at the neighbors. That's why I couldn't wait to do the morning motivation now, because I've been deschedulized, I guess you can say. Declassified, descheduled, you name it. Your boy Saint's been doing it. It's part of the world that I live in, and I sit here in my abject poverty and my non-solutions, and I feel like an inconvenience more than positive member of society. And as I went through it, I realized that I'm going through it, and part of going through it is having some regrets, and part of it is probably having some apologies. It'd be nice to be guilt-free, or, never have anything go wrong. But unfortunately, that is not how life goes. Let me straighten this out. Perfect. Here we go. LVOG, just like Elvis in The Place to Be. I'm just waking up from my nap, and I'm like, well, shit, I better get on it, because that's what life's all about. Wish I had more answers. Wish I wasn't so stubborn, but I think that was my superpower all along, was just having that ability to motivate me and get me onto a trajectory. And now I'm on my trajectory, and I wish to say it's not as easy as it seems. As CEO trajectories, we tend to make some tough decisions that most people wouldn't want to make, or don't want to make, and then you end up making them, and then you end up having to live them. And here I am having to live it. And I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but I know for facts that we as humans, we regret when things don't go our way, and we calculate for things to go our way, and we don't ever calculate a trajectory of things not going our way. And that's why we have to have this conversation today. Bless up everybody who doesn't have weed, who's going through the struggle, who's just trying to make it in life. Don't smoke hairs. Smoke bongs. Okay, let's go. I'm the guy on the couch. I'm the guy with no money. I'm the guy scraping by. And this is part of the journey. Regrets, I've had a few. But I did do it my way, and wish my way wasn't so rough. I'm having this conversation this morning. There it is. I've always been an uphill climber, swimming upstream, going against the grain. And I realized the last 2 years have been basically me getting over my depression. Not very motivating. I did this show because I went live in Periscope, found a little bit of success at it. Then it became a habit, and then I'm stuck with it. And that's what we get stuck with. We get stuck with regrets. 43. I wish I had a better relationship with my family. Wish I had love. Wish I had an actual family. And I had an opportunity in that. As my ex would like to write, you destroyed that. No, we destroyed that. And it was one of those things where it's just like, people both can be right and wrong. First you go right, then you go wrong. And then you think that you're following the GPS, you're following the directions, and then all of a sudden life throws you certain things in the road. I remember some guy suing Google Maps because like the bridge was blown out and he ended up going into like the water and shit. I've heard that a couple different times, and that's us. Us either following GPS or not following our instincts or going into a road that doesn't work. And unfortunately, that seems to be me. I'm here and I have no money to get to Thailand. Let's just paint the picture. And this will be a hell of a show next month if I actually do make it to Thailand. But I have no money, no way to get to the next place, and my phone's off. I tried to do the Google Pay thing, but it wouldn't work because my phone's off and it wouldn't let the without my phone number confirming it. And I'm like, fuck, man, I'm stuck. And I'm stuck on the couch. I'm stuck inside again. I went to the gym yesterday. I feel nice and sore, but at the same time, I'm nice and bored. It's Friday night, and I was supposed to go out with my friends. Well, they were all busy, but she wanted us to all go out, and I was like, bro, I can't go out, man. I can't afford to take you girls out to sushi. I wish I could, but it's not in the cards. I don't. It's not in my wallet. And my friend just gave me a sad face, and it's just like, yeah, super sad face. I'm at one spot. It's about time for a change. I can already feel that I'm irritating. You can have somebody on the couch and not really use your house, but at the same time, every time you want to use your house and that person's on the couch, becomes quite an inconvenience. So it's inconveniencing my buddy in Germany. I was an inconvenience to my buddy in Spain, and now it seems seems that I'm starting to inconvenience my buddy in Finland, and it sucks because I don't want to be an inconvenience. I want to be an asset, and that's what ends up happening. Is the plight of man is that we're only loved when we have assets. We're only loved when we're missed. Like it's like again that old adage. Try locking your dog in the back of the car or your wife, see which one licks your face when you open the trunk. And it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, there's not a lot of love there for the same, because I didn't show a lot of love. I wasn't made that way as a kid. I was made to be focused and smart and less empathetic than most, and it bugs me because I have empathy. My heart is big and it does bleed and it does beat and it does have feelings. And it's not that men don't have feelings, it's just that we are really like not at liberty to process them. Nobody wants to hear a man crying. Nobody wants to hear about a man down and out. We love to hear about a homeless guy becoming a millionaire at business, but at the same time, most of us are without a home. I got friends living in a trailer. I saw one glow up where the guy was like, we used to sleep and we were so broke and we had no answers and we didn't know what to do, and we used to sleep in a barn, and now we got children, and now we're happy, and now we got cars and wealth, and we all want those things. But for the most part, what I noticed is a lot of us struggle. My friend wrote something to the effect today of if you could uh, pick any superpower, but you only have it on Fridays, what would it be? And my friend said money power right off the bat, and I was like, huh, I didn't think of anything of that like that, but that's on everyone's mind. So every time you go to the store, you want to buy something, or you want to go somewhere, you need gas to get there, and these things become so money driven that it's almost equated to my success. The fact that I even made it this far for this many months could be considered a success, but at the same time, if my credit card bills are delinquent and my accounts are in the negative and I don't produce anything, then all of a sudden I go from hero to zero really quick. And I think there's been a lot of people that have felt that hero to zero moments, those moments where it's up. And I tell people what goes up must come down, and what goes down must come up. And we sit in this pendulum of swinging from great happiness and calm to create trauma and pain, and it sucks. I wouldn't say calm over pain would be a good shirt to have, because a lot of us live in a world. I walk around and I see people that have given up on life. I go into the bar and all the zombies are there. They've drinking their teeth out. They're arguing with their friends. Their skins, they look older than they have to be. Their skin is just melting from within. And those are the bar flies. And then there's some people that have chose hard drugs, and you can see it in their skin, where you can start seeing their cheekbones and they've lost weight and they're not what they're supposed to be, full human. And you know what I'm saying, when somebody's underweight, almost like a dog, where you can see their ribs, or you can see their cheeks, or you can see the black underneath their eyes, that they have been beaten by life. And I didn't want to be beat by life. That's why I started the show. I've never been one to take it going down, and that's why I owe apologies. I apologize, man. I apologize for being rough and gruff. I've worked on it, this whole last 2 years of just not fighting with people and not letting my temper flare, and to see myself get my mouth into worse scenarios, because it just I'm sick of using people. I'm sick of being the guy on the couch. I want to be the guy that has the couch. I want to have the house where my friends can come and they can crash. I want to be able to provide. I want to be able to pay back. I want to be with supply, and not such a not always in shortage, or not without any answers, or not stuck. And just waking up at a different house, different couch. Different schedule really kind of fucks up the morning motivation. And then got up early this morning, and ended up taking another nap. It's just been cloudy all day, cold and cloudy. And in my mind, I sit here and I go, man, hoping that I wouldn't be the only one to apologize. I got no email back from my ex. I wanted to hear something back from her, some kind of form of apology, and instead, all I got was, I feel awful, and and you treated me like shit. And then I sit here and I go, I admit treating people like shit, but I don't just treat people like shit. I don't go fucking with somebody that's a waitress, or talk down to a bus driver, or any of that shit. That's not in me. I'm not that kind of person. And then I feel like the only people that I treat like shit treated me like shit, and then I'm more reactionary, and then I end up continuing the argument, and that's not even better either. And I was just like, man, well, a lot of us will say, well, that person did something to me, and as soon as we think of that something to them, our punishment seems to fit, right? We see it and we go, okay, well, they owe me money, so I treat them like shit. Or they did me bad, so I treat them like shit. Or that one time that happened, therefore I'm treating them like shit. And that's where I would get stuck at, is it's like, I get things that I perceived as attacks. I remember one time one of the girls said, I don't like your writing style, your typing style. And I was like, off put by it, and I was like, well, what's your style? Do you even have a style before you go knocking my style? Yeah, I just find it really hard to read. And I'm just like, I was pissed, because I was like, yeah, because you don't understand advertising, you don't understand human writing. There's no way that this could be duplicated by AI, because it's the way that I write with the first letters capital locks, and I use 3 exclamation points, and it's just me talking, because I talk with a lot of emphasis. You ask multiple questions, but a computer would never ask a question with 3 different question marks at the end. Then a human actually wrote it, and it isn't written by AI. So I kind of developed like a writing style to let you know that a human wrote it, and actually sat there and wrote it out with my thumbs, instead of just speaking it out with my speak to spell, or something that was interpreted something later. And anyway, I have a rhyme for my reason, but it's not always made a rhyme. And I would love for my life to be completely in rhyme. I would love for my life to have no uh, hiccups whatsoever, and then say that all my relationships were super solid. All my friends love me, and I feel loved. And then it becomes the opposite, where it's like I haven't exactly been that loving, and then it's like I'm not always some big bright ball of sunshine. Sometimes I'm like this kind of hazy sunshine you saw this morning trying to come through the clouds. And that's just me and my human experience. I couldn't deny my mentality and my psychology and just go on and pretend like everything was going super smooth. It became more like a diary. And it sucks to be on an online diary, but that's what I got used to. I got used to speaking to the world through these uh, apps, whether it be Kick, like my buddy wants me to get on, or maybe it's another thing where I need to. It was on Periscope, or maybe through Twitter, or maybe it's through Google and YouTube. I don't know. I haven't really. I put some effort into it, but I haven't turned myself into like a meme. I haven't done those crazy thumbnails that get you to click on them. I haven't done a lot of shorts. I haven't done a lot of acting. I see a lot of people, they're predestined to want something to go viral on social media, and the things that go viral are the days where like cops are breaking into my shop and harassing me the day before my birthday. And it's just those kind of things are my grand opening at my shop and kind of ruined that whole vibe. And yeah, nobody wants to come to the shop when there was cops there the night before, and that's to be what ended up happening. And I get a half million views for that. But you walk around, you ask somebody what's a half million views to them, and it's nothing to somebody else. It doesn't matter if you're walking past someone with half million views, a billion views. If you didn't view it, it doesn't matter. And even if you viewed it, it probably didn't matter to you when you viewed it. It's like a commercial that just went by. So yeah, you can be seen, but you won't be able to be controlled of the way you've been seen, and you won't be able to say if you ever get seen. And then it just means that you've been making free content for a multi-trillion-dollar company for free, and that's me. I've been doing this daily for so long. I haven't even got one red cent. I think I'm up to 46 cents. And because I didn't have 1,000 subscribers when I got the half million views, I heard I missed out on 20,000. And then heard from a friend that from one of these people who said I probably could have earned $20,000 from the half million views, but I was out of that money and never really saw any money come from doing these things. And it was just me trying to explain the struggles of life and not pretend that I was some kind of social media influencer that always had their bills paid, or it was just always had a chakra in their hand and didn't stress out. I know that worrying won't change the outcome, thanks to my spiritual mentor Terry Prince. And I've been on the couch before without any money and without any direction. Seems to be a pattern in my life. And what I wanted to be was the guy that was solid, the one that had found a way to extreme happiness and wealth and not fame, but notoriety, if you will. And someone would be like, hey, you're that guy that put in all that effort. Hey, you're that guy that did that festival, right? Or you're the one that did that magazine, right? And then you're chasing accolades from people you're finding in jail. It helped in jail that I made the magazine. He was like, hey, you're that guy with that big long blunt. I remember you. I picked up one of your magazines. And that kind of warmed up a 6'5" angry black guy in my cell. And it's worked. I said, Chigata, when 20 white skinhead guys came onto the train and wanted to harass people on the train. So I've gotten myself out of situations, but I've also gotten myself in situations, and I regret those situations. I regret that I showed my ass out and that I freak out. And it's not just the first time, but there's been many times where I just couldn't handle the amount of love that I was giving or the amount of stress that I was receiving, and it just totally made me feral. It just made me hiss and bitch and moan and throw fits and show my lack of maturity. And that was something that I really had to learn over this last 2 years, was like real mature people actually do have some kind of savings. They actually do keep roofs over their heads. They don't lose their tempers. They don't fucking act out, or they keep calm. And it's something that they don't get to taught, like I was thinking about it like something like a boot camp, if you will. And it isn't that someone's barking in your face. It's the fact that you can take the drama without reacting. And it's not what happens to us, it's how we respond to it. And I always just respond to things like over the top, max energy, and that I'll dominate, I'll win, instead of I'll understand and I can calm down. And I didn't get any, 2 weeks, boot camp. I didn't get any training. And I wish that my father was more included in my life. It seems when you have both of your parents, you get that balance, you get that discipline from your father, and you get that nurturing from your mother, and then you turn out to be a pretty good citizen. And I turned out to be pretty naughty, and I've been arrested over 20 different times. I'm a felon in 3 different countries. I'm broke and stuck in Europe, and I'm not successful in my business. So, my apologies for everybody leading them down the primrose path. when I didn't have any money, or I was just trying to make things work, or I wish I had more funds, or I ran out of funds, or I was just taking a shot. And that's all I was doing in my life. I'm just taking shots, and putting like the champ shows in my magazine so I could set up a booth. But then when you have a booth, a model won't show up, and then the model will be across the booth from you, and that's 3 days of looking at somebody that you thought was on your side but isn't, and then you treat them like they're not on your side, but then they really weren't against you, and then they end up ruining a love opportunity that would have fit you. And then it's like these things maybe aren't supposed to fit me because they didn't hit me, and if it would have hit me, it would have stayed, or maybe I would have let it slide off through into the regret column instead of the apology column, or both of the apology column and the regret column the regret column deserves apologies. It has so many mistakes, and I'm the mistake master, and I just sit here and I just go, fuck, man. It's really hard for us to apologize as human beings, let alone receive apologies. And it's really hard to live life with regret, knowing that it's not perfect and then things aren't going to be what you expect. Facts alive. Facts alive. So I had to look it up. And what's the answer to regret is action. And after apology is growth. And to be able to let go of me being a mistake master and saying that I'm not the only one, and to look at other people's situations and see them conquer past situations that they think were unconquerable. And there's plenty of us as people out there that knows what I'm talking about, where we woulda, shoulda, coulda, wish we went left, wish we went right, and then things went wrong, and then that's the human plight. That's the human story. Constantly climbing up mountains, but not guaranteed to be at the summit. And there's plenty of people buried at the top of Mount Everest. I'm sure when they were wanting to climb it, that they were extremely motivated and inspired. I'm sure the last thing that they thought what would happen is that they got fired. I'm sure the last thing that they expected is loss. And then you go through life and realize that nothing's perfect. So there will be some loss, and there will be times where you can't handle it, and you're gonna be without answers or money or direction. And I guess that's kind of like being a sailor. Who wants to fuck with a drunken sailor? Being out in the open ocean and not knowing when the winds will pick up and get you out of there, or what direction you'll be, or what harbor you'll pull up into. And life has so many different harbors, has so many different avenues, and so many different phases and chapters. It becomes kind of crazy. And this is the conversation I have to have with it about it today, this morning. Don't smoke hairs. Guess I'm smoking ends. And I'm out of weed money. I've been sobering up on that. I've been hitting the gym. I've been hitting these YouTube videos, wearing out my friends, trying to connect with them, and instead of them reaching back, they're just told, stop sending me YouTube videos. And I understand why. People don't want to see what's inside. There's so many things I want to comment on, and I don't have the green screen behind me, and I don't know how to make the computer do its thing. All I know how to do is to make content and stay consistent. And consistency is key. And that's what I've been working on. I've been working on me on this journey and this healing, and trying to find a way that I can become the successful entrepreneur that I want to be, where I'm traveling with funds and I've righted my wrongs, and I come up victorious instead of feeling like I've lost so much. And that's what it comes down to. That's what the regret is when you've lost love, and you've lost children, and you've lost businesses, and you've lost money, and you went in the fight, but you didn't come out a winner. This story's for you. The people that always come out on top we love looking at a great underdog story, but it's not as easy to attain as almost as an apology. You know, it's harder to get. You're not going to get apologies from life. Life isn't going to say, you know what, yeah, we did you wrong. Let's rewind it and let's give you another do-over. Let's give you another shot at it. And that's what ends up happening. We get into life, and life is you only get one shot, and then it might be your time to blow it, or it might be your time to blow up. And that's the thing is, every day is another day to just keep swinging at it. So I'm gonna try to make the best of this Friday. I was supposed to, like I said, hang out with my friends and get into the day, and once again, it's become kind of cloudy and without funds. I've been kind of stuck and in my own mind and in my own world, and a little bit lonely, a little bit brokenhearted, a little bit sad, because this is like I'm sick of being um, without an answer. I'm sick of being without a ticket. I'm sick of being without a direction. Usually I have some kind of event that I can go work or look forward to. Right now the events aren't for like another month or 3 weeks, and I'm like, shit, I need to eat. And eating's a priority, and healing's a priority, and gym's a priority. So I've been making sure that I do get up off my ass and get off this couch and go out into the world and out into the day, and then I'll get stuck here again with the clouds and the rain, and then not leaving outside bugs me. So it's one of those things where I'm a fish out of water. I come here and it's fanfare when I haven't been here for like 7 years. But as soon as I come back, and I was just here, but 2 3 months ago, and I'm the guy on the couch again, and winter is coming. People are like, "Where's your money? Why aren't you buying your own food? You're cramping my style. I'm trying to sleep with my girl. Can you get off the couch and disappear for a while?" I just feel like disappearing for a while. I just like time to move on, move to greener locations, possibly stay with a different friend, and you'll be seeing the morning motivation from a different end, and maybe get some regular sleep, and hopefully get some healing with my brother, and he's kind of down and out too. All he does is work, and he's been going down a dark path too. So hopefully I can bring my positivity to him, and it's his kind of way of apologizing to me for not talking to me for two years, and a bunch of people that I might not ever get to talk to, because both of us are not apologizing or not reaching out or not trying, and that's just what happens. Life just goes kind of stops, and it happens here in Finland where days go by, and the only way you know that they go by is the seasons change. So I remember the summer coming out, all the flowers, all the grass, sunny days, shirts off, shorts on, and then now all of a sudden it's rainy, cloudy, cold, and yellow, and turning into red, and actually getting ready for fall. Actually, it is fall and it's autumn, and I don't want to be here for the winter, and it's already creeping up on me, and I'm trying to leave the winter to get to Thailand and their summer, and instead I'm stuck here in a different part of the world without an answer or an exit. And this is my first big hiccup of my trip. I got two more destinations, but I've ran out of credits, and I'm trying to figure out how do I manifest it, and how do I get my phone back on? How do I get to Thailand? How do I get money back into my pocket? How do I make my business a success? And how do I not give up? And that's really where it's at right now. So apologies, I've given them. I feel them, and I'm sorry for my part of the equation, my bad attitude and my stubbornness, and all that energy. And at the same time, it's my energy that got me to where I am right now, to be able to be intrepid and take these journeys, and to be able to push forward even when there's no answers. I'm that guy too. So I've been the same guy that was in the South Korean prison cells, the same guy that's been on the top of Machu Picchu, and it's those peaks and valleys that we all have to go through. And I don't apologize for my attempts. I regret my losses, and that's just human nature. So I'm just putting it out there, like I do every day. This was on my mind, and that's what the shows have been about for the last 2 years, what's been on my mind. And hopefully I can get back on track and come up with subjects and whiteboards and green screens and shorts and things. So that's the plan. Thanks for watching. Peace and love. And as always, chigata, that means goodbye but not forever, from Finland, till change happens. I'll see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.